So today's beautiful woman of the day is Dosse-Via. She is the founder of Scorpio Mystique and Know the Zodiac. She is an astrologer and I just love her. I found her because if you guys don't know, I am a Scorpio and she is also a Scorpio. We are both beautiful Scorpio women, but not only that, she does astrology and she puts up fantastic astrology day, weekly, monthly, yearly readings. She has done everything. She does birth charts that I have purchased, and let me tell you, this girl is on point with her astrology. There is no one that I have found that has been more on point, especially with Scorpio readings in astrology, than anybody else in the astrology kind of world. She also has Know the Zodiac, which is astrology readings for both weekly, daily, monthly. She has other people that help her out with the Instagram pages. So she has everything. I will link it all in the show notes down below because let me tell you, she has a lot of Instagram pages. She has a lot of stuff. And she's also the founder. I am so sorry. She's also the founder of Magic and Melanin, which is a company that helps African American men and women be able to go to Africa to experience what it feels like and what it was to be in their hometown, to be in their home country. You know, the country where they came from, the country where they were enslaved from and brought to the United States. And I found this so impactful. I mean, granted, I am not African American, but the fact that she lives over there and she pretty much does so much just to get people to be able to get people to have that experience is something that is incredible. I wish that I had someone who was able to do that for Cubans. I would love to go, and even though there are family, I don't know if you guys know, but I am Cuban. I was born in the United States, but my parents, well, my mom is also born in the United States, but my grandparents and my dad was born in Cuba, and just the thought of being able to have someone who knows the ins and outs and can go back. I really don't have any family back there anymore, close relatives anymore, so it's hard to go back myself. I do have family and other friends that have gone to just see how it is, but I would really like more of the experience behind it. So the fact that Dosse-Via can do this for African Americans is such a beautiful thing. She also has a clothing line that literally released in New York Fashion Week this past week. It looks incredible. I will show it in the video. If you guys don't know, on the podcast, I do film every single one of these episodes. So if you go on my YouTube channel at Victoria Nicole, you can see them. I will be posting up some pictures and all this stuff of Know the Zodiac, of Scorpio Mystique, and of Magic and Melanin. And also everything's going to be in the show notes below. I love Dosse-Via. So a few things about her is she is a French and Togolese astrologer, model, mother, and entrepreneur. She graduated from USC with degrees in French and narrative studies. She moved to New York to pursue her love of education, fashion, and entrepreneurship. She got a master's degree in English education from Columbia University in May of 2017, and in July of 2011 was when she was a freshman at University of Southern California. She created her Twitter account, Scorpio Mystique, and that's pretty much where it all started. A few of the things that she has said that I love dearly, because I love quotes, and if you guys have not heard anything in the podcast below, or before, if you haven't heard any other podcasts, I do like to go over words and little quotes that people have said, because words can do incredible things. Words can make you feel relatable. It could make you feel like there's someone who understands what you're feeling, or just gives you a aha moment. So I do like to go over a few words. One of the things she said that is literally the whole point of this podcast. This podcast is umbrellaed over this term, this quote, which is everybody wins, everybody eats, everybody thrives. The moment I first heard this, she did an Ascension 2020. She also has a podcast, which maybe one day I'm able to get her on. I could go on her podcast. We'll see how that goes. But she had a podcast. Her podcast is Know the Zodiac by Dosse-Via. And in one of the podcasts, the 2020 Ascension, I will link the link down below, she says these words: everybody wins, everybody eats, everybody thrives. And that made me feel like I could take over the world and feel like I can bring everybody with me. I was like, yes, yes, yes. These words meant so much to me because the podcast is umbrellaed over that. The podcast is showcasing women who are doing incredible things with their brand on social media, women who are building their brand on social media. And she is not only one of them, but she is always trying to bring up everyone with her. And that's something that I'm doing here. I want to help as many women as I can. And in doing so, that is what this podcast is. This podcast is me sharing other women, whether they're in the same industry or not in the same industry, no matter what they are doing. If they're doing something good on social media, if I back them up because they're doing incredible things on social media in building their brand, that is what I'm going to be doing. And we are going to share so that everybody wins, everybody eats, and everybody thrives. And that is what we're doing, especially for women here. Another thing she wrote is, I already have everything I've ever wanted. I just have to remember who I am and what I'm here to discover. The world is my classroom, and I decide when I'm the student or when I'm the teacher. That is so beautiful. There's so many things that she said, so just go check her out in Scorpio Mystique or Know the Zodiacs, because let me tell you, this girl got some words. Oh my God. But to move a little bit away from that, she does offer birth chart readings, compatibility reports, private consultations, workshops, meetup events, and astrologer forecasts on her Know the Zodiac and Scorpio Mystique pages, as well as let's get through and down to the nitty-gritty of the vanity metrics. Well, first she has Instagram, she has her website, she has Twitter, YouTube, and her podcast. Again, links in the show notes. Instagram is, she has three Instagrams. She has Dosse-Via, she has Scorpio Mystique, she has Zodiac, Know the Zodiac. She also has Know Everything, she also has multiple astrology pages for every single astrology sign. So she does have Know Aries, Know Taurus, Know Leo, and everything else to go along with that. I will be linking it in the show notes. Again, her Instagram for Dosse-Via has 14K followers. She has 15 to 115 comments, and she has 300 to 1,004K likes on that page. That is her personal brand page. Then she has her Scorpio Mystique page. This is probably her most popular page out of all her Instagrams. It is my favorite. Nonetheless, she has 190K followers. She gets around 500 to 12K likes, and she gets around 50 to 345 comments per post. On Twitter, she has 194.2k followers. She has she posts 3 to 5 posts per day, roughly. Her YouTube channel, she has 2 of them. It is The Scorpio Mystique, and she has another one called Royce and Dosse. She used to do vlogs on the Royce and Dosse, and she did kind of reports, astrology reports towards the end. So if you want to see how she lives in Africa, you can check that out. There's many clips. She used to do them, but they're still up on there, so you can definitely check that out if you want to see and to get little reports, you know, astrology reports. Then she does have the podcast. There's 19 episodes to this day, and it's called Know the Zodiac Podcast with Dosse-Via. Again, I will link everything, and I hope you guys really got some insight from Dosse-Via. I love her so much. She is such an incredible inspiration, not only to me, but to every person who comes in contact with any of her pages. She is an incredible, beautiful soul, and she is literally the person who gives me guidance whenever I'm freaking out about anything in my life. I always try to go to her page, and the guidance, the direction that she gives is my favorite part of this social media. She can live in Africa and I can be here in Miami, Florida, and we can still communicate. I can still read something that she posts. I can see something that she posts, and I can speak to her and shout her out because of this social media. And that is just one of the things that I want to leave you with, if anything else.